So I next want to talk about really one of the most important products, the most exciting products we're here to announce, and I know it's the first time showing it outside of EICMA, is the new S1000RR, and essentially the quintessential sport bike and super bike, and we feel it is really now taking everything to the next level. It's faster, it's lighter, it's got superior control, and we're really excited to bring out this new product. So Nate, you can help me with that. So the engine alone is up to 9 pounds lighter. The product itself 25 pounds lighter. Increased horsepower. I mean, all things that really just help us, truly deliver what this rider is looking for. Suspension geometry improvements, the shape of the bike as well really helps with the rider ergonomics and also the interaction with the product.
Still following form follows function, still following that philosophy. When people question why no more asymmetry in the headlights, why the chassis shape and design, every question you have, every form has a function. So the overall package in the all-new RR really is for the same rideability, but obviously everybody wants more performance. So the biggest challenge wasn't making the lightest, most powerful, but making it rideable. So when we start looking at the overall new flex frame chassis that BMW's developed, it's as narrow as the competition's narrowest package, but at the same time we built the beautiful, perfect amount of flex and rigidity for the balance in regards to chassis. But then when we start pairing it with our World Superbike, not inspired, but actual World Superbike swing arm, where the underslung bracing has so many different versatility, opens up a lot of freedom in regards to minimizing shock heat, okay, from engine heat being trapped on a overslung or overbraced rear swing arm, but also the position. We can freely move the position of the spring, the strut, and all the components. But really, ultimately, the bracing is very beneficial over race distance. So when you start looking at one end of the spectrum, which is our consumer road, bike night, moderate track day level, it delivers. But then when you start looking at advanced riders, the whole new package is definitely a race bike.
This is the bike, when you add the new M package to the RR, it does decrease the weight by yet an additional 7 pounds. The M package does include the M carbon fiber wheels, but it gets into an M battery, an M seat. You've also got a swing arm pivot point, and then of course ride height adjustment, and then the motorsports paint.
First generation RR in 2010, when we launched, there was a lot of naturally question marks in regards to that much horsepower, and then bringing first to road, okay, race compatible, ABS, traction control, shift assist. And that's where we started the revolution. We set the benchmark, and look at 7-8 years later, the competition has caught up in many aspects. So what does that mean? We redefine it again. And the catch up, it'll be there eventually, but now we have shift cam technology. So when you actually have the cams that will actually shift from lower RPM to higher RPM, the delivery and the torque management, that technology is unsurpassed right now. Instantly, the first thing they're going to notice right away is that the ergonomics are still forgiving. So let's think about the steps from just putting your leg over the motorcycle before you even engage the drivetrain, before you even turn the key on, the feel of the ergonomics. The bars, we know are a little bit wider, okay, a little bit more leverage. But as you turn the key on, instantly the TFT. We are now at the leading edge of displays. And when you start looking at all the different beautiful options of a la carting, let's just call it how we see it. You can a la carte the menu, personally, I feel, based off of your skill set and your environment. I know it's not articulated that way, but that's why we have so many different adjustable modes. Because again, why would somebody, a newer or lesser skilled rider that just doesn't understand the craft as well yet, what can we do? What can we do to get them on a 200 plus horsepower motorcycle, but when you start staying in what was previously road and sport mode, okay, now we have, or rain and sport mode, excuse me, now we have road mode, we have dynamic mode, so we now can a la carte the menu based off of traction control, ABS, torque management, engine management, okay, and suspension. So I know that sounds like a lot, but we already have pre-calibrated settings for the suspension, for the traction control, for the ABS, so that you can segue into growing with the R. We can now have the ability on the advanced end of the spectrum in a closed course environment to separate the DTC functions of positive wheel slip, slide control, with wheelie control. You can separate the two now. Having the ability to have a premium package and then adding an M race package on top of it, at the end of the day, there's not many base models due to the education that people have now. The DDC, real simple. How do you simplify suspension?
Yeah.
Suspension's it's a dark art, it's a black art.
Oh, yeah.
In this building combined, what do people really know about suspension other than it goes up and down? Don't let it rent space in your head. What we've been able to develop in the dynamic dampening control based off of 4 calculations, okay? So the dampening, every 10 milliseconds, the suspension, the system dampens itself based off of lean angle, shock travel, throttle percentage, and brake percentage. Those 4 calculations dictate what the rebound and compression should be, and all that fancy talk, what does that really mean? It transfers to your second shock, your spine, basically only about 75–80% of what's really happening on the road. So take your favorite road that you know every nook and cranny and pothole and bump, and it's so beautiful. It absorbs the road unbelievably well, which again is confidence inspiring.
What this also does, it really marks the fact that we're getting back into Superbike, World Superbike. And so by partnering with Motorrad Motorsport and Sean Muir Racing, we're really happy to engage with Tom Sykes and then Marcus Rederberger, 2 really known well riders in this space, and we're excited to have them on our team as we engage in next year's championships.
I buy things based off of how long will the novelty last? How long will that honeymoon last? And if there's one thing that I can tell you, coming from the opportunity that very, very, very few people will ever experience on the HP4 race, exclusive BMW HP4 race, but coming from the R, when you start moving the needle towards an HP4 race-esque package for the street, that's something that you'll never truly understand or believe until you ride it. Every BMW dealer does have a R as a demo. So the opportunity, just take the time and go. And again, when you do go, remember the shift assist. A lot of dealers unfortunately don't share about the clutchless up and down shifts with rev matching. So engaging the drivetrain traditionally, from there, don't unload for upshifts. Hold the throttle right where it is, go right through the gearbox. So blisteringly fast, lightning fast now. Closing the throttle, if you want 2 downshift, completely closed throttle under no load. Push the lever twice for 2 downshifts, boom, 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 blips the throttle for you like an M car. So what the benefit of that is, minimize multitasking. You don't realize just how much less road you see when your hands are moving underneath you, because it's renting space in your head, that movement. So take your favorite road and add 5 foot of asphalt to both sides. That's how wide open your periphery is when you can minimize the multitasking through the shift assist. It really is like a child to me, you know, to see it grow, but really to see, as awkward as it sounds, but to see how it enhances other people's lives. It's beautiful to watch beginner track day groups, intermediate, advanced, to see a R in all 3 groups, but then also to go to a bike night representing dealers around the country, to see folks ride in, and then the elements change. They'll come into the bike night and then it starts to rain. With a push of a button, they have the ability to go from sport mode back to rain mode. I'm just very proud to represent a brand that wants to grow the riding community through technology and keep riders off the ground. And I feel that it's a challenge accepted, and that we've done very well at in being able to just keep riders in the sport, keep newer riders coming into the sport it's really an education that we have to be able to deliver for somebody to be able to optimize the double R.